Welcome back, everyone. So this looks like there's an update from John Crew about the Galaxy, a little Galaxy clarification that this posting is set up for. And so they plan to talk about, it seems like, possibly the Galaxy a little bit during IAE, which is a good thing, but that's the only good thing about this posting. So I'll go ahead and put here that essentially they're looking to have no plans for base building for the Galaxy. So I will also put in, actually, I'll go ahead and cut in now the video from Todd Pappy at 1964 timestamp for the Galaxy tools of the trade, and I will go ahead and cut that in here.
The vehicle, you can build small and medium-sized buildings. With the Galaxy, you can build small to large structures. And then obviously with the Pioneer, Pioneer can do it all.
So after looking at that literal plan for base building, John has mentioned that there is no current plans for base building for a base building module for the Galaxy. That's wild. So they're going to have to do something about this Clown Fiesta making a big ruckus like this for no reason at all. Because really they're going off the Starlancer build now to take over that spot. So you can't just sell a different ship, potentially at a higher or lower price point. It'd probably be higher. When in fact people have been pledging for the manufacturing module. So I get it. The manufacturing module may have never been intended to be the base building module, but at this point they're probably gonna have to build a base building module to go along with the Galaxy. And who knows how far behind modularity is as it is, because this is something this is the reason why I was hesitant even for the Galaxy, because the modularity stuff has always been sus at best, because they talk about it occasionally, or actually they've talked about it quite a bit, but delivering of it has been terrible. So yeah, the idea of calling it speculative when it was actually literally announced, and I'll have in the thumbnail essentially a capture that says that it's supposed to do. Oh, actually, here's the same thumbnail. It's the Galaxy supports the ability to build small to large structures. So that's wild. That maybe less than large there. I don't remember what the clip said, but it's at least meant to do base building. Also, the Perseus is the next RSI capital ship to be in production. I don't recall if the Galaxy was meant to be in the middle there between those two. It seems like from this posting it was. I don't recall. I thought that it was going to be Polaris, Perseus, and then Galaxy. At any rate, it looks like it's been bumped altogether. So I don't know where they're at with it. It seems I imagine they're really behind on the modularity. I feel like that's probably the biggest challenge they're going through right now. Well, the new biggest challenge is going to be the fact that they're having to walk back from what they literally said the ship would do, which is atrocious. This is definitely really bad, and I feel bad for those that have pledged for the Galaxy. I would definitely, me personally, and I will continue to do this, I'm trying to stay away from modular ships, and I think that's probably the best way to go about it. If they see a modular ship, well, and maybe in general, you just don't want to pledge for CIG ships anymore, or the project, and I can understand that as well. But if I see modularity, I run head for the hills, because I don't have any faith in the ability for CIG to really deliver modularity. That may change in future updates. For me, I just don't invest in any of the modularity, or I keep it real light. Anyways, let's head on to the patch notes. So this is a look at the patch notes. This did come out yesterday. You can see midnight, or midday. Sorry, that was noon. At any rate, mostly the focus is stability and bug fixing. 324.2 is pretty much unplayable. I'd be interested to hear in the comments down below if how often that actually occurs. I know 318 is before my day, but 318 was supposedly the worst. I don't know how often. For me, over the last year, there's been a couple cases where it's been fairly unplayable. This is probably one of the worst unplayable that I have seen. I can't even record content, and I just don't try to. So I just move back onto other games or whatever at this point. So that's what makes it rough to just make content for Star Citizen directly, because sometimes it's just impossible to create content for it. It just is what it is. So they did do a little bit of phase 3 on Save Stanton. I didn't take part in that. I was trying to take a vulture out, and I had some challenges with it, trying to get the thrust. It seemed like I could do a jump with my gear up or down, which usually when you jump, when your gear's down, it'll bring it back up. So I don't know if that's a change. I don't see that noted here. Anyways, a couple known issues. The Atlas is again invulnerable, but the player is not, so you can still die. Player remains vulnerable. I don't know what's up with their pipelines, but they always seem to reintroduce some of these things like this that just need to be squashed. Additionally, there's an issue. I know Foxy had an issue where he was seeing that the Freelancer is basically invulnerable as well, which is always fun. Interesting that that's invulnerable once the Starlancer came out, and the Starlancer gives you Freelancer. They did some works with the MFDs, but it looks like MFDs can't be interacted with while with mobiGlas. So yeah, there's definitely some known issues here. Take a look through these, see if any of these are anything that you would be something you're worried about. Spawning not possible after rejoining lobby. That's fun. Yeah, a little defeated after that post that John Crew had put together. I think it's John. They also have some graphic changes here. Borderless mode has been changed to full screen mode, and then there's some changes around DSR and DLSS. Feel free to take a look at those. That should be applicable across the board largely as well. They did some bug fixing here as well. All in all, I don't see the big one. I think is the ASOP here. Player interacting with ASOP while server error occurs can block this kiosk from being interacted with by other players. I think this is probably one of the bigger problems that came up for 324.2. So it appears that they're working on to fix that. Hopefully that fixes it across the board. While Vulkan is on, enabled DSR for NVIDIA upscaling causes a bigger full screen window than the native monitor resolution. So it seems like they fixed that as well. Yeah, much of this, like I don't use motion blur. Attritions does not fire or cause damage, so it looks like they fixed the attritions, which is good. I actually don't use attritions a whole lot. I know people do. It's something I need to try, but I've been using laser cannons largely. Remote cannons can be equipped to weapon slots that are not meant to be. That's fun. I don't know who equipped a remote turrets. That's pretty interesting. Arena Commander, some ejection and AC match doesn't count towards death count. No, doesn't give a score penalty. Interesting, so you can eject, and that way you'll just don't actually count as a kill. Anyways, yeah, so minor bug fixing here. Hopefully 324.3 did feel pretty good last night. I didn't have any issues with server crashing, so hopefully they'll continue to refine it and get it out ASAP. Because, I mean, even if 324.3 is worse than, I can't imagine it'd be worse than .2. And yeah, .2 is just a mess right now. Anyways, thank you all for checking out the video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.